Angel in the morning, shooting star across the night. The most beautiful girl I've seen in all my life. Every second spent with you, it's like a day that starts brand new. Girl, I'm so amazed at all the things you do. Yes, I wanna build my whole world around you. So I promise you forever and for always. And girl, you are my sunshine, baby, don't you go away. Yeah, I want me, all over me, already I like me. I will love you forever. Yeah, I want me, all over me, already I like me. I will love you forever. I hear music in your words and in the way you call my name. When you're by my side, I can't do anything. You're my best friend, you're my lover. Without you, no one else would do. Through thick and thin, I know we'll make it true. Yes, I wanna build my whole world around you. So I promise you forever and for always. Girl, you are my sunshine, baby, don't you go away. Yeah, I want me, all over me, already I like me. Say I will love you forever. Yeah, I want me, all over me, already I like me. I will love you forever. My baby, my baby.
Wow.
Awesome.
Welcome back to MMMW Couples Hour. This is a special edition. I am excited. My husband is here.
Super excited.
Every February to us is special. It's the anniversary of My Marriage Must Work.
Yeah.
We always have extraordinary love dinner. It's a sold out event.
Yeah.
We go to 5-star hotel, every year, and it's always
Yeah.
from one wonderful
Fantastic.
place to the other. We were looking forward to it this year, but because of the pandemic, we are going to have a virtual edition, which is still going to be great.
Mm.
It's also generally people celebrate Valentine, which is people call February month of love.
Yeah.
To us, every month is month of love,
Yeah.
but
Every day.
every day, anytime we celebrate each other.
Yeah.
And this month is also my husband's birthday.
Yeah.
My husband's birthday, so it's really full and packed.
Even my ministry in Italy,
It was actually, that's true,
February.
end of February, so it's really a wonderful
That's right.
month and a month of fruitfulness for us.
That's
A month of fruitfulness. It's also peculiar because we've got so many children born in February. Yeah, after I don't know why it happens that way. So this is a special month, and I want to say welcome to this show. MMMW Couples Hour. It's about strengthening marriages. It's about enriching and reviving relationships. And what we do is we bring different couples to come and share their unique story, love story. And so far, it's been awesome. Last Sunday was really great.
I enjoyed it.
Was every Sunday is getting better.
Yeah,
People are connected to these stories. People relate to them, and that is the purpose. We are not showing to these couples to entertain us, but to bless us and to touch our marriages.
Never believe that marriages are not working. There are people who have got the tips, the secret, and their marriage is working. There is a lot we can all learn from them.
And that is the essence of
That's
the
the essence of this show.
Bringing people on board to come and share their secrets, what has worked for them, how they went about, some challenges in their relationship and how they came out successfully. And if you do the same, if you and your husband come together and say, you know what, let's try this way, it might work for you as well. So don't mind my husband. He looks at me more than even when I'm sleeping.
No, I just want to say something.
When
you know what I want to say
say
before anything? I want everybody to look at her. Let us appreciate the love, the God who made her who she is.
Wow.
She is amazing. She's looking wonderful. It's as if we are getting married now.
Really? That's how you feel? That's wonderful. He stare at me every time. Sometimes he's staring at me, they are telling him, she's your wife, leave her. And when I wake up at times, I meet him looking at me, help me tell him, I don't know what is it? What are you looking for? So yeah, I saw you staring at me again. You distracted me. Yeah, so we are here today as a couple to come and encourage us. This is just a pre-Valentine. Next Sunday is going to be Valentine's Day, and we'll be coming up with some surprises. We might come up with a topic that will be, or we bring a couple that we know they are very romantic, and they will be able to answer some of the questions that you people have on romance. So let's see what happens next Sunday. But today, we are going to start by sharing with you on intimacy in marriage. Intimacy in marriage. Yeah. I'm going to ask my husband. I call him MJ. He calls me
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I call him MJ, and he calls me MT. It took years for members of the church, our members, to know the meaning. They didn't know, but they know.
We never told them.
But they guessed one day. They were suggesting, and I smiled. They said, "Yeah, we got it." So that's also for you to go and discover. So yeah, intimacy in marriage. We discover that there are so many things that break up marriage. So many things. Some are minimal. Some are minute, some as very little, those little things that you will never.
In fact, it's small things that break marriage
more than the big. Exactly, that's where I'm going. So you see things like different parenting style, things like food. Don't be surprised. Things like infidelity, that's a big one. Even insecurity, suspicion, just guessing there must be someone, and the devil makes that other person to build on that so much that he just believes something is somebody somewhere. And so also loss, maybe death or loss can make someone of loved one, or you find your partner going into bankruptcy, and some people cannot even undo lack or when. And the Bible says we should be learn to abase and abound. As Christian, we should learn to blend or adjust, adapt to situations, because that's the vow. So I think we will need to go into talking more on things that strengthen us and that can build our home. We know that a lot of marriages are breaking due to ignorance. Not all the problems are spiritual. Not all of them are attacks of the enemy. We know few homes and marriages are being attacked. But if we can know more, get understanding, we would work on our marriages more, and we will be able to enjoy our homes better. So intimacy, what is intimacy? Because when we are talking about intimacy, people are already thinking about sex. That's what comes to people's mind. They are already thinking, oh, she must be talking about sex. I talked about that before, and I'm writing a book on that. Just look out for that, my book. If you know how many men that have been after my life writing book on sex for the past 4-5 years, and I always tell them I will do it at the right time. I want to take my time because I don't want it to be just another book on sex. I want it to be I want it to be a very simple and practical book, whereby couples, when they pick it, their sexual intimacy will never remain the same. So that's what I'm working on at the moment, and it's going to come out at the right time. So intimacy is not just about sex. I want you to, what can you say about it, Apostle?
I see intimacy in a simple term as how close you are to share deep things, how open you are to each other, to share things that are secret. And I take it from the Bible. Say they were both naked and not ashamed. How naked you are, how close you are, and you are still not ashamed of it, is what I define in a simple term as intimacy.
Okay. So intimacy is being together,
Yes,
naked and not
I'm
ashamed.
not ashamed. Yeah,
That's one of the simplest
way.
way to,
And you will always remember that.
yeah. So can we say couples are actually intimate? Look at, we are in the lockdown right now,
Yes.
and many people that have actually been complaining that they are not intimate, they don't really have time, they don't understand their partner. This lockdown would have done it for everyone. Those who are actually looking for time, to get closer to their partner, this should be the time. But unfortunately,
even with the time,
with the lockdown, many are not making use of many are not making use of this opportunity. With the a soft survey I just did, just within friends and families, I discovered that even in this lockdown, husband and wife are just doing their own thing. Those who are working from home, they are there with the computer from morning till night. The children after school, they still lock themselves up in the room. They come down only, or they go to the kitchen to just pick what they eat, and they rush back to games and play. So if care is not taken, intimacy will be something that will be really, really far from most relationships. And for you to enjoy your marriage, you need to know each other. You need to enjoy, each other's space. You need to enjoy each other's what do you call it now? Company. You need to enjoy each other's company. And I define intimacy also as the closeness and togetherness between husband and wife. So intimacy in marriage it comes from understanding each other's wants, needs, and emotions.
Wow.
When you are intimate, you could read your husband like a book. If you look at I've written a book on marriage, and my book, though it's not my first book, but the first book on marriage is Building a Solid Foundation for a Lasting Marriage. I recommend that book for you, because when you read it, you would understand why you need to be committed to your marriage. You would understand that marriage is a lifetime commitment, and that it's for better, for worse. So it's good to know what you are going into. Once you understand what you're going into, or even if you're already in, you would understand why you need to fight for your marriage. So intimacy is understanding each other's emotion, wants, and needs. So you Apostle, you agree with me that sometimes when I'm about to do something, or I'm planning to do something, you just come home, you share it, and you are like, oh, that's what I wanted to say. It's just studying each other so much so well that you could pick some things without discussing. Looking at your husband,
that's one of the results of intimacy.
Exactly, because you are able to understand each other, and it's not a day job, and we are not expecting everyone to be there overnight. But we are saying that it's a place you need to take your relationship to if you want to enjoy yourself. So intimacy in marriage is when couples trust each other so well that they can be emotionally naked and share their deep thoughts and feelings. Do you know many marriages today, they can't even, there are some topics that, in fact, some husband and wife don't even sit down to discuss.
It will create problem, and they try to avoid that confrontation.
So what can you say for those couples out there that all they talk about is in relation to children? How is the school? How is work?
They don't go to things that are intimate.
So are they really, can you call such?
For me, it's like locking down your love. Lack of intimacy is like lockdown of your love.
Okay, and love is not supposed to be locked down.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
That is, you fence area where you can touch, where you are close, and there are area where you are created barrier. It shouldn't be like that. Intimacy should break all those barriers. Know about your partner so well, so well, and it's a journey. As she said, it's not something you do overnight.
That's true. So when we are talking about intimacy, we are not just talking about taking each other to bed. We are talking about, getting to know each other. Adam and Eve, initially, they did not know each other so well. And that's why Eve had the fruit and gave the husband.
Yeah.
And initially, people would say, oh, why would Adam collect fruit from Eve? If Adam didn't collect fruit from Eve, who will he collect it from? If I cannot give my husband fruit to eat, I can give my husband anything, even while he's sleeping, because he trusts me and he believes that, oh, this is the love of my life, this is my wife, and anything, I shouldn't be afraid to take anything from my wife. So I don't think Adam really did anything wrong than the fact that he should have shown the wife, the boundary God has given, areas that she shouldn't go. But the good thing about the story, because I use them as case study in my book, the good thing about Adam and Eve is that despite that fact that they were sent from their mansion, the garden, the Garden of Eden, to a ghetto, out of their comfort zone, they stick together. So when you say for better for worse, you go and read the story of Adam and Eve. They might miss it in that area, of not obeying the instruction God gave them, but in their marriage they stick together. They stuck together. They fought the battle, and even when they had a loss, lost their son, they still stick together. So when I'm talking about lifetime commitment in marriage, look into their story, look into their life. So, Apostle,
I want to say something. We all say that trust is the foundation of marriage. Without trust, your marriage has no foundation and it will eventually crumble. I see intimacy as a fruit of that trust. If you actually trust each other, if that trust is there, intimacy is one of the fruits of your trust for each other. Imagine my wife giving me something, food, and I'm asking, hope this thing will not kill me or something. No, you know that I trust her so much that I know she can never hurt me or harm me. That is the trust. So when the trust is there, full trust, real trust, intimacy is supposed to be a byproduct of trust.
Don't you think that people are not intimate in marriage because of where they're coming from? Because I look at some relationship and I see that people are being defensive. People are trying to hide, who they are truly, because they feel that they will be vulnerable to their partner. And I've seen actually some situation where some people told me that telling their partner, their past became the problem.
Brought another
the man now started using it against the wife, and talking, about it. So there are so many reasons really why some people would not just be, be bare before their partner. And it's not a good excuse, but we are saying that it will be good for you to deal with those things, those barriers that is not making you to just be yourself, because intimacy in marriage is actually being yourself before your partner.
I want to say this also. You said deal with it. You see, after you marry, you need to work on the marriage. If you don't work on the marriage, you have lots of problems. You have problem with trust, insecurity, and you will find it difficult to become intimate. You find it difficult to be close. Now, the work begins as soon as you say, I do. I know you must have got to know each other during the courtship, those small period that you get to know each other before you decided. Now that you have decided, the work begins that day. Don't think you will arrive at that level immediately. It takes time, it takes patience, and a lot of effort and sacrifices. You understand? You know, we just got married. You just got married. You never went to school of marriage. You still need to nurture that relationship, that affection, that love for each other. If you don't do so, you will just suddenly see that a lot of things just disappear. The love is diminishing. The feelings is dwindling, and things like that. You find it difficult to be intimate. What about when you have children? Children actually, if you are not careful, you become intimate with your children, abandoning your spouse. Some men, they bond with the children, and the bond between themselves and their spouse and their wife is breaking.
That's true.
Yeah.
What you're saying is right. I think becoming intimate in marriage is you have to be intentional.
Yeah.
You have to really, really decide that I'm not going to be a stranger in this marriage. I will let my spouse know who I am, and accepting each other for who we are. It's also part of intimacy.
Correct.
Many struggle because in the process of trying to change your spouse to what you want or who you want, she closed up or he closes up. And at the end of the day, you just know that, okay, we are husband and wife, but we don't just go to that side. We don't just talk about that area because you refuse to understand that she is a person or he is a person, and you can't just change that person overnight.
Yeah, I want to say this, that there is nothing as frustrating as trying to change your partner to what you think he or she should be. Is a futile, frustrating effort.
Journey.
Don't even go there. You understand? You can influence, and don't let it be as if the way I'm raised is the right one, the way she's raised is the wrong one. You understand? Yeah.
So ability to share your feelings without fear or judgment is intimacy.
Powerful. That is
ability to share. How many wives are there that cannot even look into their husband's eyes? You know, how not talk of, coming out with opinions or suggestion.
Your views.
Yeah. Intimacy is the ability to sit together, discuss about any topic, anytime, any day. And also, when you talk about intimacy, we are talking about physical, spiritual intimacy. We are talking about intellectual intimacy, experiential intimacy. We have different type of intimacy, but the one people always look at or talk about is the physical or sexual intimacy.
Let me say this thing just came to my mind.
Okay.
If you have a husband or a wife that you can't look their face, you have a lot of work to do. You understand? The eye contact
is really, really important.
Is part of love.
So can we just say at this point, if you've never looked into your spouse's eyes,
you're not intimate.
You desire, both of you desire to be closer than you are now. You want to be both naked and not ashamed.
Yeah.
Let's start with this exercise.
Yeah.
Eye contact. This one, I can look at it. He commits lucrative offense every hour, every minute, every second. So it will be a good exercise for my husband.
There is communication in the eyes.
Yes, my husband, this one is a good one, a good exercise for him to look into my eyes. Good, he loves it.
Yeah,
please, I want you to practice
it. Encourage couple. Men, let me talk to men.
Please do.
It doesn't mean that she's disrespecting you. Looking at you in the eyes, it's part of the enjoyment of the love.
Let me tell
you understand? And it brings you closer. It breaks some barrier. It diffuses some tension.
My husband would say, "Hey, see this small girl. I'm 5 years older than her." I said, "Yes, now you already married me.
Yes.
So if you can touch me or touch any part of my body,
we are the same.
Leave the age.
Remove the barrier.
Leave the age.
Yeah.
The intimacy helps you to lift the barrier. There is, you are just free with each other. And that, you know, we have not even talked about sleeping with each other and making love and all that.
To that later.
That, yeah,
From there.
intimacy talks about, you know, sharing feelings, sharing emotions, gist
Good
together.
moments.
Yeah, gist together. You brush together. You know, you've not seen couple that enter bedroom to go and brush at the same time. Brush together, bathe together. How many times now have you actually bathed
There must be
together?
that connection. It should
Some
be
cannot,
there.
apostle, some cannot even be take off their clothes in front
Before
of
the
I think that's another exercise you need to do tonight, or not even in night, during the day. Some are ashamed to be naked. I'm talking about literally in front of
maybe
their
the
spouse.
villages.
No,
It
no, no,
can't
no.
be them.
Anyway, don't say that. I think when you're, those are some of the things
And that barrier needs
that
to be
show
broken.
that you are not intimate. You know,
You can't remove your clothes in front of
your spouse. You need to do that. You need to do that. It doesn't matter whether you are now big.
Yeah.
You used to be size 8. You're now size 16. It doesn't matter. He loves you, and he still loves you, and he needs to reaffirm that it doesn't matter. Though you are working on your weight, and I still love you all the same. What about your husband? It wasn't like that when you got married. But both of you should also
Be proud of each other.
yeah, you should be naked and not ashamed.
Yeah.
So when I even talk about being naked now, I'm now saying even
the physical.
physically, it shouldn't be under the you don't have to be offing putting up the lights each time you want to really be intimate. You know, want to be intimate, or you want to have a make love. You should see each other and see how you look.
I've heard of people who pray before they even go into
love making.
You don't even need to pray.
No, maybe they want to. I don't want us
They
to go
want to
into
invite the Holy Spirit to
yes,
it.
Apostle.
The
Holy Spirit is already here.
It's there already.
Okay, now before we go into that, because I know you like to talk about sexual intimacy. I know, but I have, you see, so holding hands.
Yeah.
Holding hands. Some people don't do that. Most of the communication we actually communicate is non-verbal.
Non-verbal. Very, and it's powerful.
It's more. Or what we talk about is, I'm sure, less than 30% of our communication is by talking.
Yeah.
Every other one, it's body language and non-verbal communication. So if you've actually not been intimate, you won't be sensitive to all these gestures.
Yes.
And please, if you want to spice up your marriage and you want this intimacy that we are talking about, that is talking to each other without prejudice, without judgment, without any fear, then you should learn to practice all we are talking about now. Kissing each other, kiss on the forehead, kiss on the neck. Oh, you see this African man. See the way he called the cuddle. See the way, but I still appreciate my husband. Suddenly became romantic after some years we got married.
I'm romantic.
You suddenly, I don't know how you did it, but initially it was me. And that time I was really, really, really angry. I'm like, oh my God, where have I gotten this Ijebu man? But later on, I don't know whether he read books or he listened to tapes or he saw it from, other people who have gone ahead of us, and he changed. So now, oh my God, sometimes I'm like, I beg, let me rest. Just leave me. And my children catch him every time in the house. Daddy, don't do that. Daddy, we saw you. Daddy, every time in the house. So yeah, he became romantic. So it's something you can work on. None of us is actually born with all these things. No. We cherish, we cherish our marriage. You have committed yourself to it, because loving your spouse is not enough. You need to know that you are committed into that marriage. And what love is, a decision. You all know it's a decision. It's a commitment. It's a decision. You decided that you are going into this relationship. Yeah. And it's a long journey. As I always tell people, it's a long journey, because the time you spend with your parents is so small, compared to the one you're going to spend with your spouse. Yeah. And it's till death do us part. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's a journey you need to always keep, fueling, and
Correct. I love
you,
that.
you need to keep fueling it. You need to be
nurture.
creative. You need to nurture it. If not, it will be so boring.
Yeah.
It will be so boring. So you don't have to do the same thing all over again. Just learn to do different things. I'm still going to share
There are
some.
so many things that
Yeah.
you can do that bring intimacy. Even some of this cooking in the kitchen that your wife is doing, joining her to just do one or two things, I mean, it brings intimacy.
Yeah.
Talk about the food like Italians do.
Yes.
Italians will talk a story of the food of each item. They tell you how it is, how good it is for the body.
Yeah.
They just talk and talk and talk.
Yeah,
And it's good.
it's important for couples to be intimate, and many struggle with what I'm talking about now. And when we are talking about people celebrating Valentine, every day should actually be your Valentine's Day. We are here as apostles of lasting marriage. I believe that there is no marriage that God cannot save.
Yeah.
And because it's about two people willing, to work on their relationships and to make it
Not
better.
giving up.
Not giving up on their marriage. So if you both are ready, to surrender to God, who is the orchestrator of marriage, then He would help you.
Yeah.
God will help you. So knowing that God is there for you and is ready to help you in your marriage, you will always come out fine. So we are not here to just tell you how to spend your Valentine's Day, because already people are looking for different ways to celebrate it. But after Valentine's Day, what happened?
Yeah.
We want you to maintain that intimacy. We want you to maintain that all those extra efforts that you've put into getting your spouse gifts on Valentine Day, preparing something special. Don't let it stop. Don't make it once a year thing. Do it regularly, because I have said before, love is a decision to commit, to meet each other's need without expecting anything back. Without expecting anything back. So when you actually say you love each other, then you should know that it's not about what I give you or what I gain. But in relationships today, many marriages are about, I'm good to you if you're good to me. I'm nice to you only if you are nice to me. Then as a Christian, if you're talking about Christian marriage now, then what is big deal? Because if you are only nice to me when I'm nice to you, we know God sent Jesus to die for us, and God loved us before we even love him. So what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to, your wife does not have to be nice all the time for you to love her. You need to just make sure you are in love with your wife every time, even when she's nasty, even when she is easy. Because now, tell me some of the times I've been nasty and you still love me.
I love you now, without condition.
So it's an unconditional love. So we need to actually be intimate. We need to work on our relationships and make sure that we are free with each other. Many couples struggle in this area.
But I think another thing is that when people are too busy, they lose that intimacy part of it. You are so dedicated to your work. She is so dedicated to her work. When you are back, you are so tired. Somebody's trying to catch up with sleep or food, and it goes accumulate like that for years.
That's true.
The intimacy will not be there.
You're right.
It won't be there.
I just want us to look into ways to rekindle that intimacy. What are those practical ways right now?
How to bring it back.
Yes, because remember what Apostle just said now, that there are so many things that contribute to people losing the bond and the intimacy in marriage. So many things contribute to it. People are too busy, your nature of job, children coming, into the marriage, external factors, sickness, loss, or maybe finance, things, stress. So many things contribute, but we need to be conscious. We need to always fight whatever is fighting our marriage. And most of the time, what we are fighting It's not physical. It's not one woman from that village. It's just, being us being carried away, for some time. And we just see that the things we used to do, we do them no more. As I always tell people, whatever is working for you in your marriage, do it more. Oh, I've gotten some keys, and I have the key. Yes, I have the key that open my husband. I have the key that open him. I know my in-laws are looking at me. Yes, I know what I'm talking about. I have his key.
Because I'm easygoing, gentle, never look for trouble.
It's true. Ask my children whether my husband is easygoing and gentle. Don't ask me. My children will tell you, because all of you out there, you think he's a gentleman. Okay, anyway, he's a gentleman, gentle, and a family man. What I want to say is that we need to, women, we need to study our spouse, study your husband. They are not as difficult as we think. Honestly, all you need is the key. Because I believe God has given us, He says, a wise woman builds her home. God positioned them as the head. That is, as the head, that is the position of headship. God has made them the head. And that means they are in control. But they are in charge, but we are in control.
That's powerful.
They are in charge. My husband is in charge, he maintains it, but the key to run the home is in our hands. So that's it.
I don't want men to see it as a minus.
No.
Plus.
God has given
power without control is meaningless.
So you are in charge, but I have the control.
That should be control.
I have the key.
Yeah.
When it's supposed to be up, I tune it up when it's supposed to. So we need to learn that, women. It's important. Pray for the wisdom, and God will give us that wisdom in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So I want number one way to rekindle intimacy in your marriage as we celebrate love this month. I don't want it to end this month. I want it to continue. So one of it is, create a project together.
Wow.
Get a project. Just say,
something
what?
That brings you
both
together.
of you. Only you and your
you.
spouse. Just try and Google something you can do together. Find out his area of interest and look at your area of interest and see how you can meet in the middle and do something creative together from the beginning to the end. It might be that you paint your house. For example, some people are already thinking of, this house, we need to paint it.
Change the color.
Maybe just, and you are looking at, there's lockdown. To get someone to come and paint, handyman that will come and paint the house now, maybe it's going to cost some money. Then
why don't you
to improve intimacy, sit down together and order the paint, the brush, everything. You will see the excitement when both of you are ordering those things. Then you still learn, study on YouTube how to paint house. You can start with the areas, maybe not your sitting room, because you don't want to mess your sitting room up. But you can start like maybe one of the rooms to see how good you are. I tell you, in the process of you painting house and doing all that, you will see that there will be intimacy, really.
Another one that I think you could do is maybe cooking. Cook together. Choose some of those food that you really, really love, that you go to buy from the restaurant. You can decide to just Google it and prepare it. Buy the ingredients yourself. Maybe it's what your husband loves to eat. Just buy the ingredients, step by step, do it on yourself. You will see how much both of you will come together, agree, and eat it together.
Yeah, that's really wonderful. Cooking together in the kitchen is another fantastic thing to do.
Or another way, let me say this one about us. There are some things that my wife doesn't like cooking. She enjoys it, but she doesn't like cooking it.
That's true.
I do cook it. Invite her.
Come on,
we eat it together.
Yeah, that's true. Intimacy. When you are intimate, you don't You talk like you're talking to a friend.
Yeah.
You talk to
You're
your
confident.
yes, you're confident, and you don't judge each other.
You feel safe.
Safe with each
during
other, and that is the level that we should take our relationship to. I know some people are struggling about that now, but I pray that God is
Yeah,
going to help
someone
you.
once said that I know my husband, this issue will bring fight, it will bring quarreling. I know him, it will make him to be agitated. Yeah, the first day might be like that, but find a way to bring him closer
Mhm.
and start dealing with those. You have to do it patiently.
Yeah.
If you need resources, materials, do it. As long as you are married, you need to enjoy it. Work on
your
it
marriage. Yeah.
and become intimate.
Yeah.
You should know that even one day, these children will find their levels.
Yeah.
Go
That's
to
true.
university, marry, have their own children. It will still remain the two of you.
That's true.
If the intimacy is not there, your torture will begin from that point. That will not be your portion.
Amen. So yeah, read a book together. Find a Christian book on the areas you struggle with.
Yeah.
We've got a wonderful couple on our show that read. They both
Yeah.
read in bed. I love that.
I love that too.
I can literally tell you all the stories of the couples I've invited.
And what we pick from each of them.
all of them. It's you know, when you are enjoying your program by yourself, I'm enjoying the show, and it's enriching me as well as a young wife. 20 years in married now. So yeah, it's a wonderful thing to be intimate. Don't just marry and just let years be passing.
Yeah.
Enjoy your marriage. Enjoy your home.
Some people are even more intimate with their friends
than their spouses. Work on
or with their brothers, siblings.
That's
than
really
their
another.
spouse.
That's really it's a big issue.
It shouldn't be.
It's a big issue because the Bible says a man will leave the father and the mother and cleave. So why are you not cleaving to your wife?
Some are still cleaving to
the
their brother.
family. They can discuss anything with their siblings, but not their wife. So is that the will of God? I don't think so. I think you should just work on those barriers.
Yeah.
Work on those things that make you, not to be free to.
And don't give up on it. Don't say it's not going to work. I know my husband. You don't know him. You don't know him enough. If you know him enough, you will get there.
Okay. Right. So get a book, as I said, on the areas you need help. Order the book and read together in bed. Read the books together in bed.
We shall get there too. we will get there too.
Read together in bed.
Because our own reading in bed is with some kind of maybe we need to be more disciplined because we might abandon the book and start something more intimate.
You see
that will be our portion.
You're not preaching here. Okay. So yeah, read in bed. If you know that reading in bed will distract you the way this man is being distracted, then read on the dining table or read in the sitting room. Don't go to bed yet. But make sure that you read the book and you enjoy it.
Yes.
Not only enjoy it, you learn. So at the end of the day, you make the book reading a project, but you've chosen a book that will address a major concern in your home, in your marriage.
So this is very good idea because you argue less.
Exactly, because
when you see an authority on that subject.
A book on the subject. Reading is not about you attacking me. No. So at the end of the day, the book has addressed issue in the home, and it has brought intimacy. And at the end of the day, so please get that done if that will work for you. Another one is think back to the early stage of your relationship. There are some things you used to do. Last week, the couple, I remember the husband said, you do everything when you are after that lady. You could do everything, even if she slap you right hand, you smile and give. You can even say, slap this and say, but now because she's at home, you now want to. So don't take your spouse for granted. Think back about what extra miles you used to go.
It's still the same with some people. Some women, when they now get children, when they have children, when they are married, they don't dress as they used to do. They don't tidy up as they used to do. And the man start looking elsewhere.
So yeah,
make sure you keep up with.
Yes, keep up with it. Look good.
Look good.
I
Smell nice.
work as much as possible not to add too much weight that my husband will not be able to carry me.
Yeah.
Now, this lockdown now, I've gained some and I'm going to lose it.
But
because,
I'm capable.
Yeah, you can still carry me
I'm
now.
capable.
Yeah, you have to be able to. But not everyone is petite like me. So
Yeah.
please, I'm not saying all of you should, your husband should be able to carry you. But that's what I want. I don't know what you want. It might be different from mine.
Yeah.
But all I want to do is to make sure I look good, make sure I dress well, and make sure I'm happy with myself. You know, so, and in doing that, he admires me every time. And this is me even before I met him. I have not been, my sister-in-law would tell you, Kemi has been like this as a single lady.
Yeah.
So
the question I have, is there anything like financial intimacy?
Yes, I believe when you're talking about intimacy, it should be all round.
Yeah.
So people mention 5 types of intimacy.
Let me
6
ask the
types of.
question very well. It's not you, but there is someone we know.
Okay.
She doesn't want her husband to know how much she earns. And I'm sure she's not asking the husband also how much he earns.
Okay.
They are intimate,
Yeah.
but in their finance, they are not intimate.
No, you can't say they are not intimate because when husband is saying, I don't care what my wife earns.
Okay.
I want her to handle her money the way she wants. If the wife wants to tell me, let her tell me. But I'm not really particular. I'm the head. And I want to make sure that I do what I need to do as the head. Anything my wife is bringing on the table is an addition. So it's not that they are not intimate. So that is how they want to run.
They are not okay.
Their home.
It's not that they are not transparent.
No.
Just want
they have
that way.
Because even the man can say, I need money anytime, and the husband can also request for. They can actually support each other on projects and do things together.
So any couple that do that, but they still support each other, they are intimate.
Of course, because
it's when you are not supporting each other.
Yeah, it's when, because now I don't ask you how much. I know you do a lot, but I don't say, tell me, I'm not on your neck and say how much entered. Show me your. No, because I trust you, and I know that if you have some money, the family cannot go hungry. We can't suffer. Yeah. Just like the Proverb 31 woman, the husband trusted her discretion. Yeah. She could buy land when she saw the opportunity. So I don't believe that taking a paper, asking the man how much you earn, or taking it and telling the wife, tell me how much you earn, is what we call intimacy.
Awesome.
Those ones, it can be done if you require it, and if you think that is what intimacy is to you. But I feel that the fact that both of us are able to solve problems in the home, I can bank on you when I need money, and you can always ask me, oh, I need to resolve this within this so day. Can you help? And you brought out the money. I think that's really is enough. Fantastic. And if you now have maybe some money coming into your hand because you do a business or something extra, you come to home and share with your husband, I've just done a business, and that is fantastic. That's intimacy. Talking about your finance freely, for me, is intimacy. Have I answered? Oh my God. Yeah. So let's go on. I said you should go back to when you started and do those things that you used to do. Do it. She's still valuable. Your wife is still your wife. If the same way you did when you were after her, kissing her on the forehead, holding her waist, holding her hands, still try as much as possible to do it. Now, it helps and it goes a long way in boosting your intimacy. I said, get some surprises across to your spouse. This is Valentine period, and people are exchanging chocolates, flower, gifts. Try as much as possible to surprise your spouse.
Do something.
Don't love in action.
Do something.
Some people will tell you, I love you now. She has had that one. Try and do something.
Back it up with action.
Back it up with action.
Especially something you know that she will really love.
Love.
And appreciate.
Do you know?
He will love and
Order it online. Don't give excuses. If you order it now, it will come. You can do next day delivery. Yeah, do it. Surprise your spouse. Especially those ones that giving of gifts is their love language. Try as much as possible to identify that. And this is a season. Surprise your spouse. It goes a long way in boosting intimacy. Then in many homes, communication has not been improved, even in this lockdown. I put it that way. Try and create, that time that there won't be distraction. Too many distraction, even in this lockdown. Try as much as possible to stay together, watch films together. It's important, get a film and watch. I also put it here. Show our spouse in a way we can that we love them. Some people want to hear it. My husband say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah, I love him as well. I need to learn to say it more and more the way he says it. So we've talked about all these ones, looking at each other's eyes, appreciate him every time, during the day, ask him how he's doing. And those are the things that now come to boost this physical intimacy that we are talking about. So all these things, emotional intimacy helps in the physical intimacy. It helps in the sexual intimacy. And next week, by the grace of God, I think we are going to talk more on the spiritual intimacy, because it's important. Though it's Valentine's Day, but we will talk about how being spiritually intimate helps you in other areas. Yes, because it starts from there, And I pray that God will help us as we share that with you. Hope you've been blessed today.
I believe you.
I don't know, that time has really gone. I want to go on and on. I still have some other things to share here, but I think we'll make it to be next week by the grace of God.
I learned something from somebody, and I believe it will boost somebody's intimacy. That's massage.
Oh yeah.
It's
one of the
either you do it yourself or you go out when the lockdown is over to a center where they do it. You can do it. I mean, both of you can go for massage, or you can pay for her to go for a massage. I mean, you wait there and see how it's going, and God will bless you. It's relaxing, as you can see, after a long day walk, long week walk. You can just do it once in 2 months.
Watch video when you're at home now. You put a YouTube and massage your wife. Massage your husband.
Amen.
Lock yourself in the house, after a good shower or before.
And the Lord will bless you. It's our prayer that your marriage will continue to be better and better.
My husband.
After this show, I know what we have. Our intimacy will become stronger.
You see the way he's doing this man. Okay, we thank you for watching today. It's been a wonderful time, and I want to use this opportunity to invite you to our virtual Mmmw Extraordinary Love Evening. It's going to be full of activities, and you will forget that it's virtual, honestly, because we've packaged so many things on that day. You can just go on our website and register at www.mymarriagemustwork.org, and you register there, and we will mymarriagemustwork.org. So register there, and we will send you the link to join us on the day. God bless you. Thanks for joining us today, and see you next week Sunday on the Valentine's Sunday. God bless you. Bye for now.